What's up guys, Max115 here, and I really was not planning on recording tonight because I was kind of tired and I was just playing in the bedroom. But I hit 1600 victory points, and then that kind of just made me, okay, I need to get this going and record it before I spawn a map and I drop back into the 1500. So as you can see it, base game my full glory, 1600 victory points, which puts us, well, still at number 3, but very close to number 2, close to Romka 1983. Hey Romka, by the way, greetings from the US. I know you're in Russia. And as far as global, I think we moved up to number 20 in the world. Man, two more victory points I could get tonight, number 18. But anyways, I'm very happy with where I am. We're just about cracking into the top 20 in the global leaderboard, which is super exciting and super fun to be in. This is the highest I've ever been in as far as victory points go. And to think that I'm still so far away from global number 1, it is just scary how crazy things get up there. But anyhow, I wanted to share some of the replays with you guys before I lose them. I know I'm not getting a lot of live gameplay recently. It's just so difficult to get live gameplay, especially with my work schedule, and I've been trying to play at night. So anyhow, we're gonna get into the first attack here, which was, let's lower that volume a little bit. Lower it over here, it's kind of loud. So the first attack was with TRM. There were attacks previous to this one, but this was the last one that I was able to record. This was sort of a relatively easy base. It did have 5 ice statues, but only 3 of them were boosted, so it wasn't a full boost. Used TRM as usual, putting down the rifles in the front, all the tanks behind them, and then just kind of blast the shot launcher and the boom cannon on the right side there, kind of making way for my tanks to spread out, move into the base. Whoop, got a message in there. Sorry for that. I use my iPad for everything, for my game, YouTube, email, Twitter, everything's connected to it, and my other games too. Clash Royale, you guys have probably seen several of those messages popping up. Anyhow, it doesn't look like we're doing too great in here. It looks like I've lost a whole bunch of tanks, but you know what, once you're really deep into the raid, you can't just back up. You have to just kind of keep on trying and see what happens. So I cleared most of the cannon. There were still a couple of boom cannons left, but again, because of the way the boom cannons were laid out, I didn't have to worry too much about this last boom cannon on the right side there, and you'll see it there. So I put some critters, that's to distract the one little cannon on the right side there, just to buy my tanks a little bit of time, because they're so slow and they're still trying to park themselves right next to that shield generator. Right there, I was forced to throw a shock because my tanks kind of spread out too much, and then they started getting killed, including that boom cannon. That boom cannon did take one shot and it killed one of my tanks. That kind of really sucked, but nothing you can do about that. So then you can just keep on going. Try to take as many economy buildings as possible, and then save enough for the shocks. And there we go. I only needed to shock that one boom cannon. Like I said, I didn't have to worry about the second one, and I kind of decided on doing that from the scouting portion of the attack. So there we go. That was my last shot. I don't think I have any more gunboat energy after that. But as soon as that as that third or fourth boom cannon went down, then I flared them right down there to a safe spot, and maybe we can go twice the speed here. So just park them on a safe spot right far away from that boom cannon. It did take one shot because one rogue tank kind of got a little too close to that HQ, but the rest of them were fine. And sure, I had one sniper tower, 2 mortars, and 1 rocket launcher shooting at me, but again, he didn't have that much ice boosted, just 3 out of 5. So, even with a handful of tanks, I was still able to wear down the HQ. Threw a couple of smokes. We can go 4 times the speed here. Not much happening. After I threw those smokes, it was just a matter of time. So, not bad for a first attack. TRM is always effective once in a while. It really depends on the layout on the base. So, it worked out well. Ken K is a base that I've defeated a couple of times already. Really not a big deal. I'm sorry, Ken, if you're watching, but, I'm pushing, so I need the victory points. So again, same strategy as before. He did have 4 ice statues, all 4 of them boosted this time. I suppose you can say that's sort of the equivalent of 5 ice statues with only 3 boosted. Anyhow, same tactic. Put down the rifles, put down the tanks, dumped all of my gunboat energy on that rocket launcher, boom cannon in the front there, and then I finished it off with some critters. and then again just let my troops kind of just back in. However, this time, because of the location of those boom cannons, I did have to, you know, take them all down because there were no safe spots for my tanks to park in. Threw a smoke in the bottom there just to protect those tanks from those cannons, trying to preserve as many as possible. Surprisingly, on this raid, you know, as compared to the first one, at this point I still have a huge majority of my tanks. I think I only lost like 2 tanks at this point, so I don't know how that happened. It's all about the position of the tanks, I really think. So right there, we hug the wall, throw another smoke to protect those tanks, because that one boom cannon on the left side is really close to us. But once I got to this point, and I remember I had a ton of tanks, a lot of them in fact, so I was feeling fairly confident. However, I had used a lot of gunboat energy throwing smokes all around, so you know, I wish I had a little bit of extra gunboat, but you know, it doesn't matter. Just like in the first raid, once you get too deep into it, you kind of have to just keep on going with your raids. So right there, shock again the 2 boom cannons. Right as try to time it as best as I can, just to buy my tanks like you know, another split second in there. So right there, flare to the 4th boom cannon, shock, mistimed it in there. That's why it's so hard to get the timing ready. So flare to the last boom cannon, and I think I'm gonna lose another tank, but it didn't matter. Oh, probably not then. Threw a medkit right next to that flamethrower because, you know, they do so much damage when they're at such close proximity. But once that boom cannon went down, the tanks just spread out. I still have a huge number of tanks for some reason. Maybe because 4 ice statues really doesn't do much for a double shielded base. But at this point, because it was that one sniper, you know, just picking off my tanks, I kind of backed up a little bit. I didn't want to lose too many of them. From here, we can go 4 times the speed, throw a medkit, and it was just a matter of time again. This time I finished the HQ with a lot of time left, like a good minute or 50 something seconds. So, you know, super easy. So that was 10K base. That was base number 2. After that, we did struggle a little bit, you know, try a couple of tries here. But eventually did get this base. I did switch to heavy Zuka, corner base with a 1 shield and a shock blaster there. So I put down all my troops first, and then I dumped 1 barrage and 3 artillery shells right onto that 1 boom cannon. This is the 3rd base from 3 different players that I've encountered that have this exact similar layout. 5 ice statues, and the location of the building, the defense is behind the HQ, the location of the 3 rockets. I don't know, it seems like a popular choice nowadays. But you know what, once you figure one out, you can keep on doing it on the other bases. So put down all the troops, let them take down 2 of the buildings in the front, and then just smoke them right behind the HQ. Right there goes the last smoke, just kind of let them gather in there. I had pretty much all of my Zukas. I don't think I lost more than 3 Zukas on my way up there. So reflare to the very corner, go to that machine gun, put the critters, and 2 shocks all around. I had to time the critters again so that I could buy my heavies more and more time. The first few times when I lost was because those boom cannons were just picking out on my heavy, so I needed to put that second pack of critters, and that bought my Zukas enough time to take down that 1 boom cannon. So after that, I don't think I had gunboat energy for anything at all. It was just a matter of time, but I had a huge amount of Zukas, and you can see how fast that shield just went down. It really came down super quickly, and right after that the HQ follows by super fast too. And there it goes, 1 smoke in the end, 5 ice statues, all 5 of them boost their corner base, so came down pretty easy, but it did take me a few tries, I'm not gonna lie. It took me like, 5 tries to finally get him down. Moving on, I think we switched back to, RZCM, and again, this was a double shielded base with 6 ice statues, 4 of them boosted. Not a joke of a base though, some seriously tough stuff, mainly because of the positioning on those mines. So I had to take down 1 rocket launcher and that little patch of mines, and I was hoping to walk in between the other 2 patches of mine in here, kind of hoping, but you'll see it didn't work out too well. I was kind of hesitating, and well, depending on the way the troops walk, once you get used to seeing how they walk, you know they do spread out a little bit when you're smoking them. So I had to walk over one of those 2 groups of mine, so I decided to walk over the first one, the one on the top. So let them take down the sniper tower and then smoke them all the way back. You'll see, oh, I lost like a good 10 riflemen in there, but whatever. Reverse smokes at the end, again, to protect those medics. I think I went in again with 3 boats of Zukas and just 1 boat of medic. I usually do that a lot. recently, mainly because I need the extra firepower. So critters, shock that rocket launcher on the top and the flamethrower on the bottom. And that one shot launcher still threw a shock onto my troops before it finally focused on the critters. So, you know, could have been a little better, but it didn't matter. Just got my guys enough time to clear out all the big splash damage. And then I just kept on throwing critters at every chance that I had. So there goes a third pack of critters. Those mortars, shot launchers, they were just taking a long time to focus on them. But you can tell I still have a big amount of Zookas in there. They're going to really dwindle down though. And I'm going to beat this base, but just, you know, just by a little bit, and you'll see it. So at this point, it looks like we're doing super well. I don't know what I'm talking about. Really well. I still have a huge amount of Zookas. I threw a shock on the shot launcher, but I missed one of the mortars there. So that was kind of critical because that mortar did pick off a few of my troops. And right then, I don't think I had any more GBE for anything at all. So I was just throwing medkits upon medkits and kind of just praying a little bit. 2 mortars shooting at you, and they have a lot of range, though, mind you. So the one in front of the HQ particularly was super deadly, but thank God, and you'll see it in a minute, he kind of got locked onto one of my medics, and that kind of bought my Zookas enough time. But look at how little amount of Zookas I'm left with. And right there, oh, threw a barrage to finish off the HQ, but that could have gone very wrong very, very quickly. So I think I also got a little bit lucky. But anyhow, as long as he went down, and it only took me 2 tries to beat this base, so I was pretty happy about that. And then the last base, the one that got us to that glorious 1600 victory points, was a similar base, double shielded. I don't know how many ice statues he had. Meaning all 10 of his statues were hiding behind those trees. But you know, I have the feeling that he had at least 5 or 6 statues. Although I think only the masterpieces were boosted. I don't know. We'll never know. I can see kind of the stuff glowing back there, maybe. But anyhow, can you? Oh yeah, we can see them. Oh, that's cool. It's gunboard energy. I don't know. See, he has a guardian somewhere in there. Troop damage. Whatever. Let's focus on the raid. So the flamethrower in the front was super dangerous, and it actually cost me a few raids in the beginning. So this time I decided not to take any of the buildings in the front and just smoke them straight up towards the back of that rocket launcher. I did take down the other 2 rocket launchers, so that left me with only 1 to deal with. Threw some critters and a shock, and I missed a shock. I did not get that 1 mortar, but it didn't matter. My troops finished it off very quickly, and then I just started throwing critters. Although it didn't really help much because there were 2 what do you call them, 2 flamethrowers right next to the HQ, so they were killing my critters super fast. Again though, I still had a pretty good number of Zookas, and once they spread out, they do so much damage. So it is amazing the amount of damage that you can inflict. So there, threw a shock on the mortar and the second shot launcher there. Right now you can see that I had a huge amount of troops moving into the base. One of the shot launchers came down. That patch of mine just killed all of my rifles. I just noticed that, but it didn't matter. It looked like I had a gazillion Zookas shooting right there at the HQ, and that shield was wearing down, although not as fast as I wanted to. But I mean, considering the amount of Zookas that were shooting, but still, it didn't matter. I was pretty confident at this point. I knew I was gonna beat him, so I was just kind of waiting and waiting. But look, super successful. 2 smokes in the end there. They kind of look like boobs. Sorry for that. It wasn't my intention. I just noticed it. But yeah, there were a few more attacks before that, but these are the only ones that I can keep on my log right now. So yeah, 1,600 victory points. Super excited and super happy. I think I'm going to stop there. I only have 15 minutes left on my boost, and I just noticed I missed Dr. T, the stage 7. I was supposed to switch to warriors to get it done, but you know, I kind of got caught up doing PvP basis, so it didn't matter. It's just the last stage of Dr. T. There'll be plenty more. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the videos, guys. I'm super excited about being the 1600. I can't wait to get into the top 20 global, and then, you know, see how far we can keep on going. I mean, it's gonna be super hard and very tough, but you know, it doesn't matter. I enjoy it. Every time I see my victory count, you know, go up a little bit, I get very excited, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this, you know, this push along with me. That's the whole purpose of my channel, is to show you guys how hard it is and what it takes to get up in the leaderboard. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you guys will keep on coming back and watching. Leave me a comment down below if you like so, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay guys, until then, I'm Max715. See you in the next push. Bye.